Oh, tariffs, tariffs, tariffs. Now, is this the end of Amazon sellers or is this the beginning of something better? Now, in this video, I'm going to be going over my thoughts on tariffs. By the way, I am no expert. I'm going to be going over what I think you should be doing about them. Again, I am no expert, but this is what I think that I'm going to do, and I'm going to recommend that all my brands that I manage do as well. Now, it's been a tense few weeks. I've been hearing from clients and peers that orders are being delayed, contracts are getting paused, and everyone's just a little on edge compared to, 3 weeks ago or so. And then just last week, I had over 20 sellers at my house for a conference. And one common challenge has been tariffs. And I want to go over a story from an acquaintance of mine. He's another agency owner in this space. He's probably the biggest agency owner in this space. He usually locks up 2 to 3 new clients per day. Think about that, 2 to 3 new clients per day. He hasn't closed a new client in over 10 days. So that kind of tells you what's going on with the economy in general, what's going on with these tariffs. It's kind of bringing this uncertainty and bringing kind of a softening to the table. And you can even see it in the giants like NVIDIA has announced manufacturing bringing back to the United States, which is what Trump exactly wanted. He wanted manufacturing to bring back to the US, and he wants you to do that too as a small business owner. He wants you as an Amazon seller, quote unquote, to bring manufacturing back. So what do you need to do? You need to start exploring. You need to start exploring new manufacturing facilities. Maybe look at Vietnam or Mexico, or heaven forbid, look in the US. I am mostly in the supplement and skincare space. I focus primarily on US-based manufacturers. Yes, they get their raw goods from all over the world, but they mostly manufacture here in the US. And so I'm not really changing too much of my strategy. My costs might go up a little bit, but they won't go up that significantly. But you need to think about new manufacturing. You need to think about change. You need to think about what's going on and start looking at that. And I call this my oh shit plan. You need to make sure that you have an oh shit plan. An oh shit plan is just simply where you make a plan in case your primary plan fails. And so if you have a primary manufacturer in China and that's the only one you've ever used, well, you should have a backup plan in case something ever happens, because guess what? Something will always happen. Tariffs is nothing new. This is just a repurposing of some other economic thing that happened in the past. So you had the housing market crash in 2008. You had COVID happen. It just affected the economy. It softened the economy. It devastated the economy, and it created a very bearish market. And so you have to have this oh shit plan to plan for things like that. So right now we're dealing with tariffs from everything coming from China. So if you've never thought about having a backup manufacturer, you need to do it, because this is the hard truth. If you're relying on one thing, again, you're screwed. If you haven't diversified your manufacturing or your logistics, you might be screwed. And I'm sorry to say that, but just think about it. However, I think tariffs will settle down a little bit, and you just never know what's going to happen. So now that I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I apologize. I'll be a little gentler next time. But if you're manufacturing from China, what can you do? You can make smaller orders. Tariffs are changing by the hour. Last time I checked, they were 145%. A week ago, they were 45%. Tomorrow, they're probably going to be 100%. We just don't know. We just don't know what's going to happen. Anybody that tells you that they know what's going on, don't listen to them, because they don't know what's going on. Nobody does. And so we're just going to have to kind of bear through this quote unquote war, if you want to call it that, because it is essentially a war, just not without the bombs and everything. It's just an economic war that we're having with China right now. And I want you to use this as like a stark warning that you need to start building loyal customers. If you're not building loyal customers, then you're in a tough spot. Now, I want to go back to something I was talking about. So instead of ordering big orders, make your orders smaller. So instead of ordering 5,000, order maybe 1,000 at a time. And because again, tariffs are going to change all the time. And so if you do smaller orders, you decrease your risk. And so what you could have your manufacturing plant do, and this is what we used to do all the time, and I love, is we used to have them manufacture 10,000 pairs of sunglasses, and they used to ship us 1,000 at a time. Why did we do that? Because it was cheaper that way. They could store it cheaper than we could store it here in the US. And so they would store it for us and then just ship as we needed it. And that allowed us to really just and they didn't make us pay for it until they shipped it. And so that allowed us to really keep our cash flow up. And so you can do something like that. Order 5,000, have them store it, and then just ship 1,000 at a time. Because tariffs can really mess things up. It can disrupt your supply chain. It can disrupt your accounting. It can disrupt your COGS. Of course, it's going to do all that. And it's going to mess up your profit as well. So this is going to cause maybe you to go out of business, maybe your supplier to go out of business. There's so much stuff that can happen if you haven't built a brand. And everything that I'm going to say today is going to go back to that. Without a strong brand, you've got no buffer. You've got no customer loyalty to fall back on. You have no price power to absorb this hit. So if your COGS goes up, naturally we just increase our top line. But then you're saying, but then I'll lose my organic rank on Amazon. That's because you have no loyal customers. And so if you don't have loyal customers, it's hard to raise those prices. So it might be time to start thinking about becoming more of a premium brand. And when you become a premium brand, when something like tariffs happen, it doesn't really matter. In the supplement space, our COGS are typically $4 and then we sell them for 30. And having that margin, having that room for it, it's a lot harder in the supplement space to market. It takes world-class marketing to do it, but having that margin helps so much. So if they go from $4 to $8, yes, it's going to hurt, but it's not going to hurt that bad. And that's because we are priced more premium. And some people are listening to that and saying $30 is not premium. Some people buy their supplements for $4 and they'll sell it for 80. And so make sure you have room to be able to go premium. Now, next couple of months and years are going to be a little tough, I think. I mean, like I said, logistics alone and all of the things that are going on there are going to take 4 to 6 months to sort out. These tariffs are going to take 4 to 6 months to sort out. And then, I mean, you guys have seen it in the economy. When the economy softens, this moves even slower. It can take 2 to 3 years for everything to catch up. And so be prepared for that. It's going to be a storm, and you need to prepare yourself to either be going into a storm, being in a storm, coming out of a storm, because that's life. In life, we're either going into a storm, we're in a storm, or we're coming out of a storm. And like I said, right now, nobody really has the answer on what to do. All right. So I already went over a couple things, but what should you be doing? Just to kind of summarize, wait and hold on to for dear life. HODL. Just like in crypto, when crypto goes up and it goes back down, all you got to do is HODL. Just hold on to it for dear life. You can't make rash decisions during this time. Now, again, if you're planning on ordering 5,000 units, you can do that. Have your supplier ship over 1,000 at a time, or just make 1,000 unit orders to begin with. Start getting quotes from countries like Vietnam, from Mexico, from maybe India, and maybe even in the US. Because guess what? In the US, your shipping is going to be a lot less because it's manufactured here. And then just start getting samples. Don't pull the trigger on anything yet. Just start getting samples. See if you can raise your price. So if your COGS, your cost of goods sold, is $3 and you have 150% tariff, that's going to be, I should have done easier math than that one. So if you have $3, it's going to be about $2 in tariffs. So it's going to increase your COGS by 50%. That's only $2 though. And so see if you can raise your price by $2. See if you can do that. Now, if you're going to pivot quickly, make sure you have a clear path. If you don't have a clear path moving forward, you're going to hit a very hard wall and inflict a lot of pain on yourself. So don't rush orders, don't rush quality, avoid getting stuck with inventory you can't sell, and then focus on things that you can control. We cannot control tariffs. You can control starting to build a real brand. You can start to create a story around why you started what you started. You can start to connect with your customers. You can start to diversify your supply chain so you're not at the mercy of one supplier in China. That's how you weather storms like this. You focus on what you can control. You cannot control tariffs. You cannot control the economy, but you can control building a real brand, creating a story, connecting with your customers, diversifying your supply chain. Again, we've been here before. 2008 housing market crash, COVID-19 crash helped some e-commerce, but it also crashed others. It crashed the whole supply chain. So a quick story about COVID, we sold eyelid wipes in individual wraps. And what we did during COVID is the individual wraps, everything was manufactured here in the US except for the wrap that it's contained in, like the packaging. So we ordered, I think it was like 150,000 of the individual wraps. So we would never stock out during COVID. And guess what? They had supply chain problems with all their other customers except us, because we ordered 5 orders worth. I think we ordered like 25,000 units at a time, something like that. It was crazy how much we were ordering with that. And we ordered enough that we would not stock out if there were supply chain issues, and there were. And so we never stocked out of our bestseller selling 150 a day. That was the year that allowed us to go sell, because our EBITDA number stayed up because we didn't stock out. So plan for this stuff. We've been here before. Create that oh shit plan. Now, the businesses that build brands instead of just selling products and opportunities, like Amazon sellers, can bear through this. If you have customer loyalty, you have different avenues to sell your products, you have different suppliers, maybe not based in China. Like everything just goes back to building a brand. Building a brand, focus on your customers, and it's not too late to do that. If you really believe in what you sell, then that's what you need. And that's why we created our Perpetual Sales Machine program. I mean, the Perpetual Sales Machine program is taking a problem in the marketplace, addressing the problem with the product you solve, and showing it to those people that are looking for it, and then going to get them to buy on Amazon. When that external traffic happens, it's Google ads to a landing page or a blog post around the problem your product solves, and then you send that over to Amazon to buy. That external traffic flow of thousands and thousands of clicks, I was looking at it today, and I think we're responsible for like 200,000 clicks on Google per month. And that's all traffic funneling to a blog, funneling to Amazon, or from Google Ads direct to Amazon. And that's our Perpetual Sales Machine strategy. It works so incredibly well. And Dr. Barry's, the brand we're growing right now, we're spending, I think it's $8,000 on Google Ads and $1,000 on Amazon PPC per month. And we're making about $30,000 a month. It's a year-old brand. We bought it when it was kind of, I wouldn't say failing, but it wasn't doing well. It was doing about 100,000 a year, and we're on pace to do about, I would say, anywhere from 250 to 350,000, depends. We're coming out with a new product soon, so that will hopefully boost us up even more. But perpetual sales machine, that's all we're doing with that. We have some Amazon PPC running, mostly perpetual sales machine, because guess what? Amazon PPC was expensive. It wasn't when we first started iLove, but now it is. So you have to pivot. You have to have second sources of income. You have to have second advertising channels. You have to have second suppliers. You have to plan for situations like this at all times, because when the times are good, that's the best time to plan for the worst case scenario, like what's going on today. Now, if you want my support in this, we help brands that are doing over $1 million or more in revenue per year build the Perpetual Sales Machine program and also do Amazon PPC. You can apply to work with us at profitablepineapple.com. If you want to take part in our coaching program, where I teach you how to do all this, how we do Amazon PPC, how we build the Perpetual Sales Machine, then head to profitablepineapple.com, click apply to work for us. The coaching program is for brands that are doing 100,000 per year or more. We help you get to the $1 million per year or more, and then we help transition you over to the client side as well. So profitablepineapple.com, apply to work with us. I also have a free Amazon PPC masterclass there as well. But for now, hold on for your life. Plan smart, start creating that oh shit plan, and don't let the chaos push you into bad decisions. Start focusing on things that you can control, not things that you cannot control. We're going to get through this together. And if you want my help, profitablepineapple.com. All right. If you have questions or think I don't know what I'm talking about, let me know down in the comments below.
Hey, I wanted to thank you for watching this video, and I picked out another video just for you. So make sure you check out that other video. And what do they need to do? Do they need to like and subscribe? Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content.